It all started on a pony named Jeb, and then, after 2 years of riding lessons, I began riding a horse of my own named Pecos, whom I started my competition streak on. And boy oh boy, I tell you what, we did fantastic. Eventually, I even became a rodeo queen, and I ran for Miss Rodeo Wyoming. But anymore, I just make an annual appearance during our local Green River Rendezvous days, where I dress up as an Indian and lead as a head pony dancer in a reenactment. Sometimes I'll even pack a flag during the rodeo or the parade, but don't let that rodeo queen comment fool you. I do know how to get work done on the ranch as well. I started training horses beginning with a draft horse named Quinn, who I broke to drive and ride, but my biggest success was a colt named Magic, and I did everything on him. I learned so much from him. I even recently sold him as a kid's horse this summer, and that family, they just seem to love him. He is such a great horse. Anymore, I really enjoy riding and working with other people's horses as well as my own. Because of it, I've learned so much more how horses, just like people, can vary very much in personality. I love teaching and sharing my experience with horses and people alike. I'm Lisanne Fear, and this is how I ride. Learning to ride English as a kid really taught me a lot. I've been able to apply everything that I learned riding English and in the show ring into my Western riding. But the horse that I'm on in these old videos, I had to put him down at an early age. But that hasn't stopped me. Currently, I ride at a facility in Salt Lake called D&M Paint Horse Stables. And guess what? I brought my paint horse down. This horse was a gift from my father as a graduation present when I graduated high school back in 2011. He's been great, but when I got him, he was really only green broke. And since I had so many colts and other horses to ride, he really didn't get that much attention, so I'm really taking advantage of the time that we have down here in Utah. I believe that every horse is just a work in progress, just like we all are. We all can get better at everything that we do, even if we have invested hours and hours and hours into it. And that's what I love about riding. I love the fact that you never stop learning, because there's always people out there that know something more than you do. And I think that's really great. I think it's really hard to just learn from one person. One thing that my parents made me do that I really think that more parents should make their kids do was I was never allowed to send my horse to a trainer. So I had to take advantage of all of my local resources. Old cowboys, people that had read a lot of books, and just people that knew more than I did. And I rode as many horses as I could, too, because sometimes the horse is the best teacher to learn from, as long as you're willing to listen to what they have to say. I heard my horse dentist say something this summer that really stuck with me. Because of the people like Ray Hunt, Clinton Anderson, Stacy Westfall, and so many more, including Buck Brannaman, and people just like them, there is no excuse for poor horsemanship and cruel training methods. I really enjoy the common trend moving towards the more natural way of horsemanship, where it's not about breaking the horse down, but it's more about reaching an understanding between the horse and the rider. I'm always looking for a new way to do things, or a different way to try. I don't think that one person has everything right and knows exactly how to do absolutely everything with a horse. And that's why I've made it a personal goal of mine to learn something from every person and every horse I interact with. I make it a point to learn something every time I ride, not just the times that I've fallen off, although I did learn some really good lessons the hard way. I learned to ride bareback as a kid, when I wasn't afraid to fall, which is a really good thing because I fell off a lot as a kid. My horses had some pretty good brakes on them. But each time I fell, I learned something new, and it really pushed me out of the box. Not having that fear is what kept me going. By remaining fearless as a rider has also built confidence in my horse, and that's something that I want to share. The sensation of riding fearless is unmatchable, and that's why I want to learn everything that I possibly can to help horses and riders alike achieve that wonderful, beautiful sensation. So I've made it my personal motto, don't be afraid to ride fearless. Thank you for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed all of my commentary.